So a lot of people ask me what a day in the life of JP looks like, and I'll just walk you through today or the last days that I've had. And although they are different sometimes, they're really consistent in a lot of ways from the standpoint of how I spend my time. So the alarm goes off at 5:30. But here's the deal, I'm usually 90% of the time sitting on the side of the bed, reaching for the alarm as it goes off. So that's pretty cool. And I think, and the more that you do this, by the way, the more that, and most people have experienced this, you wake up because you're just ready, right? Because I'm ready to go. So I sit up like just minutes before that. I can sit and I reach over. Sometimes, full disclosure, the alarm goes off. But when it does, I get up immediately. That's 5:30. I go in, splash water on my face, and then by 1:45, I'm downstairs with my workout set up, and I work out for 45 minutes. So that can be a combination of my martial arts, Persian yoga, it can be some Qigong, Tai Chi, depending upon what's going on. Lately, it's been Persian yoga with the meals, so that's really good because it's strength training and it's also cardio. You swing them around and you do a lot of push-ups, you do a lot of spinning and twirling, so that's 45 minutes. So now it's 6:30. Then I sit in meditation for a half an hour, from 6:30 to 7. And then at that time, my wife is getting up, my 3-year-old, the 14-year-old is probably getting up too. And for that half hour between 7 and 7:30, make sure they're getting up and everything's getting ready in the household. And then it's time to shower and just get ready. And then I'm planning my day. Usually my first call or appointment is about 8 a.m. So in that time from 7 to 8, I'm getting showered, getting ready, and planning my day and really looking at it. But the most important part of my routine, and I'm not going to walk you through the entire day because this will be a long, long interview, but the morning is so important, that first hour, and that's why I'm focusing on that, because the most important part of that is actually my shower routine, right? And that's because of what I do mentally and what I say out loud. So I go into the shower every single day, as hokey as this sounds, but I teach my clients to do it too, and I say my purpose statement. The purpose of my life is to be open, present, loving, to make heartfelt connections, to amplify the inherent gifts of healing and service within us all, so that we may individually and collectively transform any stress, struggle, and strife into health, happiness, and harmony, while continuing to progress and while experiencing true joy, full engagement, confidence, and balance. And why do I know that? Because I say that every single morning in the shower, right? And then I say, in high performance, we have these things called our key words for different areas. We have our personal words, our interaction words, and then our success markers. So I say my personal words, which are open, present, loving. I say my interaction words, which are positive, energized, and inspiring. I'm saying this out loud. And then I say my success markers, which are the markers and triggers that we use to drive our success, which is confident, disciplined, creative, and collaborative. And then I go on to triggers for my family, for my wife: loving, appreciative, grateful with action; for my kids, present, positive, fun with traction. And then finally, I say the triggers and the words that remind me how to deal with what we call noble friends. Those of us in our lives who are giving us challenges maybe, or that might have an obstacle. So that's accepting, calm, kind, caring, nice, and clear. So I do all that literally while I'm soaping up and getting clean, and I do that every single day. And then here's the hardest part. It's getting easier now, but I turn the water on the coldest level. And then I say my service statement as I step into that cold shower, and I say, I help business owners, entrepreneurs, and corporate teams get to the next level by teaching them the most advanced high-performance techniques available in the world so that they can turn stress, struggle, and strife into health, happiness, and harmony, and obtain true balance in their lives. And that's what it feels like. And then I let the heart settle because it's really cold, but I don't get out of it when I'm wanting to get out of it. I wait until all of that physical tension goes away and I'm in this coldness, and then I'm awake. I turn off the shower, I pat myself down, and I am charged and I am ready, and I step out of the shower. And then now it's about 7:15. I use the rest of that time in that hour from 7 to 8 to plan, look at my calendar, and ensure that now I'm blocking my schedule. Because now I might have some openings, through scheduling software and things that people might have jumped into from the day before, but now I know what my day looks like. And now I take what I call my needle movers, things that I know I must get done, and I block it into my calendar. So I know, okay, there's an opening from 2 to 3. What's a needle mover? Okay, taxes, right, or whatever. Move that in from that time. So my entire day, minute by minute, is blocked. And of course, I use the build framework to do that. So I'm using the methodology of understanding, okay, am I spending the right amount of time in building relationships, the right amount of time in learning, understanding the business? Am I spending the right amount of time implementing strategies, right? Leading and inspiring, working on things in that category, or delivering excellence, which all my client calls obviously are in that category. So I make sure that it's balanced, and each day might not be evenly balanced, of course, right, for that category. But throughout the week, right, I'm really consciously aware of ensuring that I'm hitting all of the time allocations of all those elements. So that's my day from 5:30 to 8. I'm not going to go through the rest of the day, because the rest of the day basically is now following my calendar. And that can be a combination of, coming to the studio like today, or working on some of my deeper dives, leading and inspiring, or having a lot of client calls or group coaching calls, delivering excellence, or learning myself and engaging in some of the programs I'm in, the understanding of the business, or implementing some strategies, whether it's marketing campaigns or the rest of it. It's always a full day. And here's the thing, it's always a fun day because I'm always engaged and enjoying everything that I do. Part of my day also in the scheduling is working with my team. No one is successful by themselves. And I have what are called sit-rep calls, which is situation report, basically. And we have that with the sales and marketing team. We have that with the funnels team. We have that with the production team. We have that with the sales team themselves out there, and the list goes on and on and on, social media and the rest of it. So I'm really engaged with the team and ensuring that we're all moving collectively together from the heart. And then I usually wrap up the business side of things by 6 o'clock when it's dinner time with the family, because that's my heart time, right? That's my time with my family, and just enjoying the evening and playing around with the kids. We might play a game, we might watch something on TV or whatever, and then by 9:30, devices are done, everything's out. My kids have their devices, the ones that do, out in the hall, not in the bedroom, and we're hitting our heads to the pillow by 10 o'clock. So we ensure that we get enough sleep too. So there you have it. As boring or as exciting as that may have been, that's a typical life in the day of JP.